It's a hard job. Change gear, check your mirrors, murder a prostitute, change gear, murder. In England we have this one-eyed Scottish idiot. I've said that now.
You said that out loud as well, yeah.
If you listen very carefully with the sound turned right up, it did appear that I'd actually used the word I was trying to obscure. I was mortified by this, horrified. It is a word I loathe.
A couple of other misdemeanours, but as you heard today, the BBC has announced it will not be renewing Jeremy Clarkson's contract. This follows an incident which North Yorkshire Police are now investigating, in which the presenter shouted at a producer and then punched him, causing him to go to hospital. The BBC Director General, Tony Hall, thanked Jeremy Clarkson for his 25 years of service at the BBC, but then explained he could no longer employ him.
I've consistently said that I'll make a decision on the facts, and this morning that's what I did. It's been a difficult time for the team and of course for the individuals concerned. What we know is that the producer Oshin Tiemann was indeed attacked by Jeremy Clarkson, and he was also subjected to sustained verbal abuse, using words that no one should have to endure. We all know that Jeremy is a huge talent and has made an extraordinary contribution to the BBC. I've always been a great fan of his work on Top Gear, and I also believe that his voice and voices like his have a place, an important place on the BBC, but not at any price. Physical violence accompanied by prolonged verbal abuse has crossed the line, and that's why, with regret, I decided this morning that we will not be renewing Jeremy's contract. People love Top Gear, and I love Top Gear. Our priority now is to look to the future and how we bring it back in good shape in 2016, whilst recognising it will be different. I also want to make sure that Osh, the producer, who's at the centre of all this, is well looked after. But I just want to end by saying a big thank you to Jeremy, who for nearly 25 years has produced extraordinary work on Top Gear. I wish him all the very best for the future.
BBC Director General Tony Hall with that announcement earlier today. Well, Oshin Tiemann, the producer who Clarkson attacked, has also released a written statement this afternoon, read here by one of our reporters.
I respect Lord Hall's detailed findings, and I'm grateful to the BBC for their thorough and swift investigation into this very regrettable incident against a background of intense media interest and speculation. I've worked on Top Gear for almost a decade, a programme I love. Over that time, Jeremy and I had a positive and successful working relationship, making some landmark projects together. He is a unique talent, and I am well aware that many will be sorry his involvement in the show should end in this way.
Well, following the news, Clarkson changed his biography on Twitter too, as you'd expect from Jeremy Clarkson. Earlier today it read, "I am probably a presenter on the BBC Two motoring show Top Gear." It now reads, "I used to be a presenter on the BBC Two motoring show Top Gear." Also on Twitter today, his fellow presenter Richard Hammond said that he was gutted and that it's such a sad end to an era. He added, "We're all three of us are idiots in our own different ways, but it's been an incredible ride together." Well, joining me now in the studio is Mark Stone, a motoring journalist, independent motoring journalist. Mark, obviously, you know, people have feelings, Marmite feelings about Jeremy Clarkson, what is good, what is bad, whatever. What do you make of the fact that Jeremy Clarkson initially has just now been sacked today?
The fact that he assaulted a colleague or assaulted anybody it's unforgivable. You are automatically down the road, whether it be Clarkson, whether it be anybody. You assault somebody, you're gone.
And you're saying this as a man who knows it, you know, quite well.
I've met him a couple of times, yeah. I mean, Jeremy has in many ways made a living out of being Jeremy. He's brusque, he's brash, he's at times rude, but he has created a persona for himself and for the BBC that has worked, and it's worked extremely well. Also, the man is an absolute workaholic. He puts his idea of a day is 36, 48 hours. The guy never goes to sleep. I mean, he's a perfectionist and he does his job to the best of his abilities. It's just that some people don't like the persona or how he goes about it.
And there's no qualms about it. Tony Hall said it there. He actually created a brand around him, didn't he?
He created the brand. I mean, the original, it evolved from a program called Wheelbase, which was a standard, at times, not overly inspiring motoring program. And Clarkson turned it into what you might call a three-man Morecambe and Wise. It was three friends, three geezers, out and about doing all sorts of things. There just happened to be cars involved in it. So you wouldn't describe Top Gear now as a motoring program.
No.
It is an entertainment program.
But that aside, and you've dealt with the situation that in any form of employment, if you do what he did to a fellow employee, you wouldn't expect to be in that job again.
No.
That's simple. You accept that? And most
I would accept that. The thing that will happen is it is rumoured that the other side have already offered him a decent amount of money to recreate something.
When you say other side, do you mean ITV or Sky or Netflix has been rumoured?
Netflix has been rumoured, ITV has been rumoured, because the thing is, although Jeremy and his partner sold the distribution rights for Top Gear to the BBC for a reputed 14 million, Jeremy and his partner retained the rights to Top Gear. So theoretically, the programme could migrate, because I honestly don't know whether the BBC could do Top Gear again.
Well, interesting that. So I was going to say, that's my final question for you. What do you think will happen to Top Gear?
Without Clarkson, I'm sorry, but neither May nor Hammond, in my opinion, have the character to propel it along, and some of the people who are rumoured to be maybe taking over from Clarkson once again don't have the gravitas, the style, the reputation, or the sheer forcefulness to propel Top Gear along.
Chris Evans has been mentioned. He's refuted that today.
He's mentioned it. He's a great guy, he's a happy chappy, but he doesn't, to my mind, doesn't have the weight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Clarkson is Clarkson, end of.
Clarkson's Clarkson, yeah.
Simple as. And he's no more on the BBC, but it's not the end of him, you don't think?
I don't think it's the end, and the Clarkson brand will continue.
Well, thank you very much indeed for that, joining us in the studio. Mark Stone, motoring journalist from Lancashire.